we were going through a really, really difficult time when the idea of In Harmony first came up. And Peter brought the idea of the project to a group that was meeting in the community, made up of mothers, made up of staff in the community and community workers and people from the local youth club and the school. And we sat around and we said, do you know what, this could really make a difference. And we worked it up as a project that was right in the centre of the community. So we had all the partners together that were the sort of heart and soul of the community. And the difficulty at that stage was there was a lot of drug dealing in the area and a lot of children being caught up in that, and a lot of families, and the community was under massive pressure and nearly went under completely. So In Harmony has been like a sort of gift that we've been given that feels very much heaven sent, to be honest with you. And the community have embraced it and said, this is ours and we're going to look after it and we're going to grow it. The children have been at the heart of that. But the community, all the nans, the granddads, the uncles, the aunts, the carers, everybody it sort of feels that this is something that's very, very special to our community. So it's very much embedded in the community in a way that sometimes you have projects that come in and they're in a little corner of the community or corner of the school, whereas this is very much roots, right embedded right into the community. And the difference as well is that sometimes people have looked down on Everton as a community from outside, and that can mean that people in Everton feel their heads go down and they think perhaps we're not worth very much, but actually people know that they are. And what this project has done is, because it's so heart and soul and because it's so community rooted and because it shows people what Everton can do and what our children can do and how we can work together, has got people's heads right up. So people are saying, do you know what, we are a strong community, we're worth something here, don't you ever look down your nose at us. And the children, when you see them performing, they're sitting up there, they're performing out to the world, and they performed in all sorts of places. They performed at Goodison Park in front of thousands of Everton supporters who then all cheered them. They performed down at the Pier Head in front of thousands of visitors to the city. They regularly perform at the Philharmonic, and the community comes out and listens to them. And that can be people who haven't got a child at the school, but who are a mate of a mate who come along because they're just so delighted that our children and our community have this chance and we can show the world what we can do. And the difference it's made, I think, to people's, not only their self-worth, but their confidence. Educational attainment is increased. And the way that the project is done in the school, where every single person in the school learns the instruments together. So Dot, the school secretary, plays the cello. Sister Moira is playing alongside Rosie, who's now moved on, but Rosie used to turn to her and say, sister, you haven't got that right, you need to move your finger over here and hold your bow better, and you get this real sort of on the level discussion going on and support. And I've watched several times some of the older lads particularly turn around to the younger lads and say, listen, move yourself here, sit up a little bit, get your arm right, oh okay, hang on, right, now you play. And you get that interaction with the different ages. And I think the other thing is that the community feel that the Philharmonic, the Royal Liverpool Philharmonic Orchestra, and Peter and all the people on the staff and the chief executive are actually our mates. They're people that we know and that we love, and the Philharmonic is a place we go to. And hey, there's classical music on the telly, turn it up a bit, don't turn it off, just turn it up a bit. Well, oh look, can you see what they're doing there? And so you get this world that's opened out for people, and the door is wide instead of this very narrow door that you usually have for classical music. Why is it so narrow? You know, Bach apparently did music that people could access in the churches, so they could get in and listen. So why is it that we put it in a box? Well, I'll tell you what, in Everton, there is no box. The doors are that wide. So the way that projects work with governments in England is that you need to look at whether it's value for money or not. And that's fine, that's fine. As long as it's not value for money, it's actually best value and it's the wider impact. So if you look at the In Harmony project, what we've got there is we've got a project that's funded by the government that then increases educational attainment for the children who are involved in the project, and that's the whole of the school. So children's educational attainment is going up. So even if you just look at that in terms of economic impact down the years, It's a massive invest to save project. You're investing in the children, you're saving millions down the years, not only of people's lives, but actual money, okay, because it's not going into welfare benefits, it's not going into trying to keep the families together and when the families break down. That money is going into making our children very strong and powerful in themselves, and in a beautiful way. So in terms of economic impact, it's very, very big. Now we'll look back over that, we've got our research going on, so we'll look back over the years and we'll see the difference that's made in measurements, particularly around health, emotional health, and around educational attainment. But it's within the context of the economic regeneration of the city. So even on monetary terms, this project is desperately needed and will make a massive difference, and is already making a massive difference.